Hey skiers, riders, and other outdoor enthusiasts, it's ski season. So today I'm going to demonstrate for you how to treat blisters and chafing on the feet and shins. These technologies and methods can be used on other parts of the body as well. So let's dive right in. Okay, so what I want to do is talk a little bit today about what I've used in the past and what I find works better currently. So in the past, started out back in the day, Band-Aids. They don't really hold up very well on a heel or a toe, mostly because if you're moving, the Band-Aid doesn't really stay put. Can definitely help a little bit, but for a long day out enjoying your sport, might not hold up. The second thing that I've tried is a moleskin. So I was really happy when they came out with that. Kind of like a felt pad with an adhesive on it. The problem I found with the moleskin is that it is kind of thick, and so it can almost create another point of friction. Definitely could be better than nothing, but I haven't had a lot of success with it. And then lastly, duct tape, which I have definitely had some success with, but I think that it's got a more limited application when we're talking about blisters and chafing. I think it might be able to get you by for a couple hours, but some of the products that I'm going to talk about today can last for days and probably be more of a buffer on your skin in terms of being pain-free and trying to get the healing process started. I want to share those products and how I applied them with you today because I was able to get back out there and be pain-free. And getting back out there, that's the most important thing, right? So what I'm showing you here is a combination, like the red line on the left, of some chafing. And then also you can see from these ovals, I have a pad on there and the blister is in the center, the white mark kind of shining through. So all things considered, I ended up applying several blister pads, which are these ovals. As well as several essentially transparent dressings on some of the larger chafed areas. You may not be able to see them. They may look slightly glossy. So I put that on the two reddest marks. All right, so the first product that I want to run by you is the antibiotic cream. I did have some open sores, and so it was important for me to make sure the areas at the end of the day, after the damage was done and I was able to more thoroughly treat things, I got some antibiotic ointment on there and then let the wounds dry out a little bit that evening before I put dressing on. Dressing being these bandages, blister pads, films, etc. So the first product that I'm absolutely in love with, Band-Aid, all right, Hydro Seal blister pads, and this one says heels, and that's representative of the shape, these ovals. I think these are the best. I have 5 of these on my foot. One down here, one here, one here, and so on around my leg. What I like about the Hydro Seal blister pads is that they're super soft and cushy. You might be able to get a sense of the fact that there's a little bit of depth to the pad. And so what that meant is that my skin was protected. And here what you can see is that the blister was reforming today, and that's what that white spot is in the middle. Essentially, I chose the pad based on the size. So if it was within this kind of distance, this length rather, then I chose these pads. For the larger areas, I ended up using this NextCare. It's called Tegaderm Waterproof Transparent Film. And that's actually this piece right here. So you can see it kind of buckling a little bit. So I'm running my finger over it because it's not an open wound. And essentially, because this was a large area, the blister pad wasn't going to fit. And I was able to orient the film in a diagonal manner and get really nice, good coverage. And this hasn't gotten any worse today, and I was in no pain. And I have another film over on this side. Again, I was able to orient it to cover that area. and at times it even overlaps the blister pads a little bit. So these products aren't cheap, but like I said, the most important thing is getting back out there. You don't want to cancel, not use $100, $150 ski ticket or all the gas you spent to get where you're going or to take your vacation. So what I recommend is to head out to the store, take a look at what's in the first aid aisle, and check out all the different kinds of blister pads and, in this case, transparent films that are available. I highly recommend that the two I mentioned get put in your arsenal. If you know you're going to be out there for several days, buy a few packs of them. Make sure you have them in your backpack with you, along with a little bit of a cleaning pad and some antibiotic ointment so that you're good to go. You can be self-sufficient. And basically, the most important thing is that, again, pain-free. I didn't feel any of these spots on my leg when I was out skiing again today. They don't hurt now. I am going to go ahead and take off all the pads. I'm not going to torture you with looking at my little wounds and stuff. But I think you'll be really happy if you can take the next step in treatment for your blisters and your chafing and invest in these new products. I think they're super high tech and they're there for the using. So don't be in pain and have enough on hand so that if your friends need them, you can supply them with some and everybody can be back up and running and pain-free. All right, so I'm in the process of taking off blister pads. Here's one that I just took off of this area right down here. And I also took off the thin film from this area, blister pad from this area, and just feeling around if I have any more. So let's work a little bit on this area now. I'm going to go ahead and take off this blister pad. And that was definitely a blister under there, although I wouldn't really know it because I couldn't feel it. But you can see there in the center, that's where the blister was, and it absorbed the not only the friction and the impact, but also some of the moisture from inside the blister. And there's the thin film that is clear, but now it's got, sorry, a little bit of my skin on there. And you can see that was chafing from my boot. Last blister pad on this foot. That is chafing and blisters from duct tape, edge of the duct tape. So I'm going to stick with these products for now. I think they're the latest and greatest on the market. This gives you a feel for what my leg looks like. I'm going to put a little more antibiotic cream and let them air out. And unless I'm getting back into ski boots right away, I probably won't cover them. Getting into the whole wound care, that's a topic for another day, but really just wanted to show these products to you. So moving over to the other leg, just want to show you, I took this blister pad off this spot and one off this spot, but mainly just that I also have it on my heel, the very conventional location. That blister has pretty much resolved. I caught it early, and thanks to the blister pad, reduced the rubbing, the chafing, the friction. But I did want to show you that can be used on other parts of the body other than the shin, and they do have one for toes, and I think you're really going to like this stuff. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. This is all kind of extreme. How could I end up with so many blisters and so much chafing? But trust me, it didn't all happen at once. It was over a series of days, and it was from products I used that weren't effective that ended up creating more damage, like some of the duct tape, also the conditions in terms of it being warm and my feet being hot and sweaty, and also maybe I wasn't proactive enough in getting that second layer of socks back on there. All right, so let's wrap up this quick video and review the high points. Head out to the store, check out and see what you can find in terms of blister pads and films. Get a variety of sizes and shapes, knowing that you could end up with something as small as a quarter or half inch, or as long as several inches. Don't panic. If need be, you can go ahead and combine some of these applications. They can even overlap. The main thing is when you apply them to go ahead and rub all the edges with your nice warm fingers so that the glues that are there stick. So in my case, I put down a blister pad. I also put a transparent film. It did overlap on the edge of the blister pad a little bit. It wasn't a problem. If you do run into a problem and something starts to peel up, then have enough with you that you can go ahead and reapply. So I'd have a variety of sizes, and I would definitely have extras. If you end up swimming, showering, hot tubs, etc., the stuff should hold up pretty well, but you want to have enough on hand so that you can reapply at your convenience and when you need to. The second thing is it's all about being pain-free. I think it's worth spending the money on these products because I didn't have to cancel any trips or plans or forgo the investment that I made to get out and participate in these recreational activities. I was pain-free, and that's the best possible day you can have. Be out there by yourself, with your friends, enjoying the outdoors, and it's all made simpler by these amazing products. So go ahead and experiment on your own. I'm going to take all my dressings off now, and I'm not going to show you what all my little sores look like, but suffice it to say, you could end up with sores that are anywhere from a quarter to a half inch all the way to 2 or 3 inches long. So again, just reiterating, get a variety of sizes and get them in your bag and have plenty for yourself and your friends to go out and have a good time in spite of blisters and chafing. Take care, guys, and don't forget to like my channel.